Hi, Tommy here from Veterinary Consultant here. I want to talk about a condition, an unusual one we're seeing more of. It's a condition called PICA. It's a depraved appetite in our cows where we see them eating plastic, briars, sometimes stones, and it can be very severe. I remember the first time I came across my very first case of PICA was about 15 years ago. A farmer rang me up and said his cows were eating stones and gravel off the roadways. I've certainly seen an increase in it, and I'll talk about maybe why in a bit. When we look at PICA, or this depraved appetite, there's three main reasons we'll see it in our cows during the grazing season, particularly during peak times of grass growth. There's three challenges. What we see with PICA often is either low phosphorus, causing this depraved appetite, low sodium, or low fibre. So it's certainly a condition I'm seeing more herds affected by, more grazing herds affected by, and greater numbers of cows within those herds. So it's a new problem. So I'm going to ask the question next, why are we seeing it? So why are we seeing more PICA? Well, one thing's for sure is grass management is always improving. If we look at some of the underlying factors around low phosphorus, low sodium and low fibre, well, there our answers are there. Particularly during peak grass periods or peak growth periods of grass, we're going to see reduced fibre. We're also going to see reduced sodium. So that is an inherent risk that is manageable. One of the challenges we're seeing more and more of with these PICA cases though is low phosphorus. If we look at how phosphorus is actually absorbed by the plant through the root, we can certainly have low phosphorus in soil, but the root of the plant and the soil microbiome plays a key role in that. So the future really is about, I suppose, with phosphorus being a finite resource, looking towards options around grazing strategies that reduces that risk down. Every farm with PICA needs to understand what's the root cause. We can do some blood work to check for low phosphorus, and I advise picking out cows that are actually eating stones and doing a number of cows and blood testing them to check their phosphorus levels. We can supplement phosphorus then very easily through meal, licks or water, and a suitable way of doing it. The challenge with phosphorus is it needs to be there daily, every day during the risk period. With low sodium, a lot of our licks and our supplementation can also have sodium in it. Sometimes very cheap salt blocks can actually work by just leaving them out. It's one of those minerals that animals actually self-regulate. So if they don't go near them, they don't need it. Finally, fibre. Again, in dairy farms, we can look at butterfat, we can look at feces, we can look at some of the, I suppose, indicators for ruminal acidosis. Again, we can check the pH of those rumens to check for subacute ruminal acidosis. All indications of low fibre. The challenge, I suppose, really is we can supplement these cows during risk periods and we can get a result. Long term, we need to be thinking about probably plant health, plant diversity, and trying to get more of that, particularly if it's phosphorus is an issue on farm, from the soil to the plant to the animal. I think that's the future. That's why I'm quite excited about mixed species swards or herbal lays. I think they definitely provide an opportunity to increase minerals and see the reduction of issues like PICA. It's a challenging condition on farm. It's a very challenging condition for a herd of cows when we get it. We need to really dig in what's the cause and begin supplementation immediately. Make sure that the phosphorus source you're using is high quality and it's there on a daily basis. So that's my thoughts on PICA. A new and tricky condition we're seeing more of, but there is solutions and there is long-term answers as well.